Right now, someone is making more money in their sleep than you'll make all month. And it's not because they're smarter than you, it's because they broke free from the 5 invisible traps that keep 95% of people broke their entire lives. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these traps are and how to escape them. Transitioning in. Stay with me. The traps begin now. And if you want to be part of that 5% who actually build wealth, hit that like button right now and subscribe, because what I'm about to share goes against everything you've been taught about money. Let's start with an uncomfortable truth. Staying broke isn't an accident. It's a system. A system most people are trapped in without even realizing it. You wake up, work hard, pay your bills, and somehow end up with nothing left. Month after month, year after year. But here's what nobody tells you. The game isn't rigged against you making money. It's rigged against you keeping money. See this funnel. Money in, money out. Most incomes leak through bills, habits, and impulse buys. In a moment, I'll show you how to redirect the flow so savings and investments get paid first, before expenses siphon everything. Trap number 1. The income illusion. Most people think they have a money problem when they actually have a math problem. Here's what I mean. You make $50,000 a year. That sounds decent, right? But after taxes, you're down to about $37,000. Divide that by 12 months, you've got $3,083 per month. Now rent or mortgage takes $200. Car payment and insurance, $500. Groceries, $600. Utilities, $200. Phone bill, $100. That's $20,600 gone before you even think about gas, clothing, entertainment, or emergencies. You're left with $483 a month. That's $16 a day to save, invest, handle emergencies, and build wealth. But wait, you still need to eat lunch at work, put gas in your car, and maintain some kind of life. See the problem? The trap isn't that you don't make enough. It's that you're trying to build wealth with the leftover money, the scraps, instead of making wealth building a priority expense. On the left, a typical budget. Spend first, save scraps. On the right, a wealth first plan. Save and invest first, then live on what's left. Trap number 2, the time for money prison. This is the big one that keeps people stuck forever. You have a job. You trade your time for money. Sounds fair, right? But here's the brutal truth. There are only 24 hours in a day. Even if you work 80 hours a week at $50 an hour, you're capped at $4,000 a week. And that's if you can find 80 hours of work. Meanwhile, someone who owns rental properties makes money while they sleep. Someone with a successful online business makes money while they're on vacation. Someone with investments makes money while they're playing with their kids. The broke person thinks, I need to work more hours to make more money. The wealthy person thinks, I need to create systems that make money without my time. As long as your income depends on you showing up somewhere for a specific number of hours, you're not building wealth. You're just surviving with a fancier title. Trap number 3. The lifestyle inflation trap. And this one is sneaky because it feels like success. You get a raise from $40,000 to $55,000. You're pumped. You've made it. So what do? You move to a nicer apartment, just $300 more a month, you can afford it now. You upgrade your car because your old one was embarrassing. You start eating out more often because you deserve it after working so hard. You buy nicer clothes. Maybe get that premium gym membership. 6 months later, you're making $15,000 more per year, but somehow you're still living paycheck to paycheck. How? Because your expenses grew faster than your income. You made more money, but you got less wealthy. Here's the secret the rich understand. When you make more money, your lifestyle should stay the same for as long as possible. That extra $15,000, that should go straight into investments, not into impressing people you don't even like. Every time you get a raise and immediately increase your spending, you're choosing temporary pleasure over permanent freedom. Trap number 4. The debt spiral. And I'm not just talking about credit card debt. Though that's a killer. I'm talking about how we've normalized being in debt for literally everything. $30,000 for a car that loses 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. $200,000 in student loans for a degree that gets you a $45,000 job. Credit cards charging you 24% interest while your savings account pays you 0.5%. Here's the math that keeps you broke. If you have $10,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest, and you only pay the minimum, you'll pay over $20,000 in total, and it'll take you 30 years to pay it off. But it gets worse. While you're paying 22% to the credit card company, you're missing out on investment returns. If you had invested that $10,000 in an index fund returning 10% per year, it would grow to $174,000 in 30 years. So that one credit card debt didn't just cost you $10,000. It cost you $194,000 in total opportunity cost. And most people have multiple debts like this. The broke mindset says, I can afford the monthly payment. The wealthy mindset says, what is this actually costing me in total, including what I'm giving up? Trap number 5, the financial ignorance trap. And this is the one that makes all the others possible. Most people know more about their favorite celebrities' dating life than they know about how compound interest works. They can tell you stats about sports teams, but they don't know the difference between a 401k and an IRA. Here's why. We spend 12 years in school learning algebra and ancient history, but 0 hours learning about taxes, investing, or building wealth. You graduate knowing the Pythagorean theorem, but not knowing how a mortgage works. This isn't an accident. A financially illiterate population is easier to control, easier to market to, and easier to extract money from. Banks love when you don't understand interest rates. Credit card companies love when you don't read the fine print. Employers love when you don't understand your worth. And here's the kicker. When you don't understand money, you make decisions based on feelings instead of facts. You take financial advice from broke friends. You fall for get-rich-quick schemes. You trust the wrong people with your money. Financial ignorance is expensive. And every day you don't learn about money is a day you're bleeding wealth to people who did. Now that you know the 5 traps, let's talk about how to escape them. Because knowing the problem is only half the battle. You need a specific, actionable plan. And I'm going to give you exactly that. A step-by-step system that anyone can follow, regardless of where you're starting from. Step-by-step staircase. Pay yourself first. Build multiple income streams. Lock your lifestyle. Destroy debt strategically, and commit to daily financial education every single day. Strategy number 1. Implement the Pay Yourself First system. This is how you escape the income illusion trap. Here's how it works. The moment you get paid, and I mean the moment, you automatically move money into 3 separate accounts. Bucket 1. Emergency fund. Start with $1,000. Then build to 3 to 6 months of expenses. This goes in a high-yield savings account you cannot easily access. Bucket 2. Investment account. Minimum 15% of your income. This is your wealth-building money. It goes into index funds, retirement accounts, or other investments. You never touch this. Bucket 3. Financial freedom fund. 5 to 10% of your income. This is money you'll eventually use to create income streams, starting a business, buying rental property, or investing in skills. The key is automation. Set this up so it happens automatically. You should never see this money in your checking account. If you don't see it, you won't spend it. What's left after these 3 buckets is what you live on. Yes, this might mean living on less than you're used to. But would you rather live on slightly less now and be wealthy in 10 years, or live on more now and be broke forever? Most people try to save what's left after spending. Wealthy people spend what's left after saving. It's literally the opposite approach. Strategy number 2. Build multiple income streams. This is how you escape the time for money prison. Here's a reality check. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income, not 1. 7. They're not working 7 jobs. They've built systems and assets that generate money. Here's how you start. Stream 1 is your job. That's your foundation. Don't quit your job to pursue your dreams when you're broke. That's stupid. Use your job as the fuel for building other streams. Stream 2. Start a side business based on skills you already have. Can you write? Freelance. Good at graphic design? Find clients. Know how to code? Build websites. Handy? Offer services. The internet has made it easier than ever to monetize skills. Stream 3. Invest in dividend-paying stocks or index funds. Even $100 a month invested consistently will create a stream that grows over time. Stream 4. Create digital products. Write an ebook. Create an online course. Build a template people need. You create it once, sell it forever. You don't build all 7 streams at once. You build one, get it running, then build another. Each stream might only generate $200, $500 a month at first, but 5 streams at $400 each is $2,000 a month in income that doesn't require your active time. The goal isn't to replace your job income immediately. The goal is to build income that grows while you sleep. Strategy number 3. Lock your lifestyle. This is how you escape the lifestyle inflation trap. Here's the rule. For the next 3 to 5 years, every raise you get, every bonus, every extra dollar, it does not change your lifestyle. Live like you make what you made 2 years ago. Let me show you the power of this. Person A makes $50,000 and lives on $50,000. They get a raise to $65,000 and immediately upgrade their life to spend $65,000. 5 years later, they're making $70,000 and spending $70,000. Net worth? Basically zero. Person B makes $50,000 and lives on $45,000, investing $5,000. They get a raise to $65,000, but still live on $45,000, now investing $20,000. 5 years later, they're making $70,000, still living on $45,000, and investing $25,000 per year. Plus, their investments from previous years are growing. After 5 years, Person A has maybe $5,000 saved. Person B has over $100,000 invested and growing. Same starting point. Totally different outcome. The secret? Delayed gratification. You're choosing freedom in 5 years over fleeting pleasure today. You're choosing to drive the paid-off car a little longer, to keep the apartment that's good enough, to cook at home instead of eating out. You're not being cheap, you're being strategic. There's a massive difference. Strategy number 4, destroy debt strategically. This is how you escape the debt spiral. Here's the method that actually works. It's called the debt avalanche with a psychological twist. Step 1. List all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. Credit cards are usually at the top. Step 2. Pay minimum payments on everything. Except the highest interest debt. Attack that one with every extra dollar you have. Step 3. When that debt is gone, take that payment and add it to the minimum payment of the next highest interest debt. Now you're paying even more on that debt. This creates a snowball effect. Each debt you eliminate frees up more money to attack the next one. The power compounds. But here's the psychological trick. If you have a small debt under $500, pay that off first, even if it's not the highest interest. Why? Because winning feels good. That first victory gives you momentum and belief that you can actually do this. While you're doing this, follow one critical rule. No new debt. Cut up the credit cards. Delete the payment info from Amazon. Make it hard to go backwards. And understand this, every month you stay in debt, you're making someone else rich. The average American pays over $2,200 per year just in credit card interest. That's $200 that could be invested and growing to $30,000 over 20 years. Your debt is their profit. Stop funding their wealth and start building yours. Strategy number 5. Commit to financial education. This is how you escape the financial ignorance trap. Here's your action plan. Week 1-2. Read The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. It'll teach you about index fund investing in plain English. Week 3-4. Read The Millionaire Next Door. It'll completely change how you think about what wealth actually looks like. Month 2. Learn about taxes. Understand how brackets work, what deductions are, and how to legally keep more of your money. Month 3. Study one investment vehicle deeply. Index funds, real estate, or starting a business. Pick one and become an expert. But here's the key. 30 minutes a day. That's it. Not 3 hours on Sunday when you're motivated. 30 minutes every single day. Listen to financial podcasts on your commute. Watch educational YouTube videos instead of Netflix one night a week. Read for 15 minutes before bed. In 1 year, investing just 30 minutes a day, you'll have spent 182 hours learning about money. That's more financial education than most people get in their entire life. And that knowledge will literally be worth millions over your lifetime. Because here's the truth, every financial mistake you avoid is money saved. Every good investment decision you make is wealth created. Every tax strategy you implement is money kept. Financial education doesn't cost you. Financial ignorance does. Now let's have some real talk. Because I need to tell you some things that might be uncomfortable, but that you absolutely need to hear. First truth. This will take time. If you're 30 years old and broke, you're not going to be a millionaire by 32. But you can be financially secure by 40 and wealthy by 50. That's still 10 to 20 years earlier than most people ever achieve it, if they achieve it at all. Second truth. It will require sacrifice. While your friends are leasing new cars, you'll be driving a paid-off used one. While they're posting vacation photos, you'll be working on your side business. While they're eating out every night, you'll be meal prepping. But here's what they won't tell you about those sacrifices. They're temporary. You're sacrificing a few years of fleeting pleasures for decades of actual freedom. They're sacrificing their future freedom for momentary comfort right now. Third truth. Most people will not understand. They'll call you cheap. They'll say you're no fun anymore. They'll try to pull you back into broke habits because your growth makes them uncomfortable about their own choices. Let them judge. In 10 years, they'll still be broke and complaining. You'll be free and building. Their opinions won't pay your bills. Your discipline will. Fourth truth. You will mess up. You'll have setbacks. You'll make bad investments or fall back into old patterns. That's not failure. That's learning. The only real failure is giving up entirely. And final truth? Starting is the hardest part. Right now, the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels massive. But every wealthy person started at zero. Every successful investor made their first nervous $100 investment. Every business owner had that terrifying moment of starting. The difference between them and everyone else? They started anyway. So here's my challenge to you. Close this video and take one action in the next 24 hours. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Open that investment account you've been thinking about. Transfer $50 to savings. List your debts on paper. Cancel one subscription you don't use. Read the first chapter of a financial book. One action. That's all I'm asking. Because here's what happens. That one action leads to another, and another. And 6 months from now, you'll look back and realize you're not the same person anymore. You'll have knowledge you didn't have, money you didn't have, options you didn't have. The life you want isn't going to fall from the sky. Nobody's coming to save you, not the government, not your employer, not a lottery ticket. Your financial freedom will be built by your decisions, your discipline, and your commitment. You can keep doing what you've always done and stay exactly where you are. Or you can make today day one of a different story. Every wealthy person you see started somewhere. Today is your somewhere. The question is, will you actually start? Or will you watch this video, feel motivated for 20 minutes, and then go right back to the same patterns that keep you broke? That's the real choice, and only you can make it. If this video gave you a reality check, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to keep bringing you the uncomfortable truths about money that nobody else wants to say. Drop a comment below and tell me which trap you're stuck in and which strategy you're going to implement first. I read every comment and I want to hear your plan. Remember, you're not broke because you're lazy or stupid. You're broke because you're trapped in a system designed to keep you broke. But now you know the traps. Now you know the way out. The only question left is, what are you going to do about it?